You're welcome back from that quick timeout. It's still Daybreak here on Trust TV, and it's our phone-in segment where we'll be giving you the opportunity to have your say on the show. This morning, we'll be talking about something that has been on the lips of Nigerians for a while now. We've spoken about it one way or another. We've looked at it. It has happened before in the country, but a lot of people have different opinion on it. We're talking about the National Youth Conference that is set to hold. Now, as Nigeria prepares to host its National Youth Conference, we're actually quite excited to dive into the expectations surrounding this highly anticipated event. Now, the conference is scheduled to take place in February, was scheduled to take place in February 2025, but was moved, and it aims to bring together young people from across the country to discuss pressing issues, proffer solutions, and shape the future of Nigeria. Now, for years, Nigerian youths have been faced with lots of challenges, and they have been vocal about it. They've faced from education to unemployment to marginalization to innovation, insecurity, social justice. We saw them being vocal about the NSAS protest, End Bad Governance protest. Young Nigerians have consistently demanded for change and for a difference in the nation. With always them saying we are the leaders of tomorrow, it seems like that tomorrow is not here yet. Now, the 2023 general elections further highlighted the strength and power of the youth as they broke the monopoly of the two major parties and voted across party lines. It means they are getting a lot more involved. So against this backdrop, the National Youth Conference presents an opportunity for young people to unite, engage with the government, and contribute to nation building. President Tinubu has highlighted the importance of empowering young people to participate actively in shaping the policies that impact their lives. So we're asking you today, with the National Youth Conference that's coming up, what are your expectations? Do you even see anything coming out of it in the long run? What issues do you think should take the center stage as the conference takes place? And what ways would you proffer that this conference can truly represent the voices of young and aspiring Nigerians? Join the conversation by calling us or sending us a message on WhatsApp. The number is displayed on your screen. So call in or send a message on WhatsApp, and we'll be here to take, your messages and your conversation right here. Please, when you're calling, let's do all to keep our conversation, very sane and straight to the point, so we could give rooms for other callers to call in. And also, please kindly turn down the volume of the TV set when you're calling in and talk to us through your phone. Now, the youth conference, which the president spoke about during his Oktoberfest, speech, it was supposed to be a 30-day youth conference, which, no particular date has been fixed yet. Now, one question that has always been asked was, it was initially planned for February, leading to for February 2025, which we're still watching. This is March. It's yet to happen. Now, one of the first things, it has structures at various levels. We have the grassroots engagement, where the first 3 weeks will involve interactions with youth across federal constituencies, state and local government areas to gather insights and understand local challenges. Then you have the national deliberation, which would take the final week, that will see delegates convening in Abuja to discuss the findings and formidable steps forward. Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Do Good, calling from Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Do Good. How is Port Harcourt?
That was cool. There's no heat this morning. The weather is very calm. It seems it's going to want to get rain, but just normal, cool and good.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes, what I have to contribute here is a bit of advice, because the thought now is on the youth hand. The old brigade will soon face up. Whatever they contribute now, whatever they do now, finds on them and their on their common children. So they should put heads together and pick valuable points to make Nigeria better. No matter where the point is coming from, maybe from Cross River, or from Ebonyi, or from Osho, or from Delta, or from Bayelsa, they should pick it and use it properly, enhance, make Nigeria to be what it's supposed to be. Because our country is almost dying gradually. These youth now are the only hope we have to bring this nation to streamline again. I'm pleading them to put heads together, not to follow advice before they come in, because this old brigade might give them some advice to no. Make sure you put it down for Nigeria, not for states, not for individuals, for Nigeria entity, so that this country will raise up again. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, do good, and God bless you, and God bless Nigeria. Do good has put it out there as an advisory, to young people. Sometimes the young people that are wanting to go into leadership, young people, do scare me a lot. Are they really advocates of change, or they might just end up like the leaders we already have? Seeing that they've seen how lucrative political seats can be, are they willing to serve the people, or there's an undertone of political interest, within them going on somewhere around there? Now, one question that has been asked about the confab is selection process for youth participation. I remember clearly we had a guest sometime here in the studio. I want to believe his name is Hashim, thereabout. And I asked him, I said, who are the youth that will be available to attend this confab? Would the youths that are, would it be the young people that are seated somewhere in Pana that would have the opportunity to, or people who claim to be their delegate or spokesperson that are going there with little or no intention of proper representation, but looking for opportunities for themselves rather? Would the people who are going to be their representatives actually speak on their behalf, or would they be just like the leaders we have? What are the process of selection and participation? Would it be the ones who are chilling somewhere in their AC house and cars and really do not have a proper understanding of what the average young Nigerian who is working tirelessly in the informal sector in the sun every day is facing, to speak on behalf of that person? Whoever is going to be the representative, how conversant is that representative with when it comes to grassroots representation, what the grassroots young people are going through? Let's take the next call we have. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, Lilian Ogazi. You are speaking with Shetima Yakudima from Maiduguri.
Good morning, Shetima. We missed you yesterday.
Yeah, I was trying, but I couldn't reach you people.
Oh,
so you know Nigeria network.
True indeed.
And they are charging us high. We make a noise, it doesn't work. So we leave things to God.
All right, Shetima. Thank you for calling today. Go ahead.
You're welcome. Youth conference. Well, it is good idea. But as you are speaking, that's where the problem lies. That is where the problem lies. In terms of selection, who are they going to be? What is the mood of selection? The way that they will select the people to go and talk, that's where the problem is. And you see, they will not select the people that they will speak the mind of Nigerians. The selection will be based on their voice, the one that they will talk what they want to talk. It's a kind of detection. They will detect to you what you are going to say. That's the problems. And even if we have the radical ones, of which we have many youths who are radical, they can say what they want to say for the benefit of the nation. But are they going to take it into consideration? That's the problems. We have seen so many youth conferences in this country.
True.
It has come and gone. It is just the way and manner that they would like to loot the national economy. Some of the things that they have been designing, they are not designing it with the sincerity. That's the fundamental problem that we are having. If you say they will design it with good heart, it's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. Dialogue is very, very important, Lilian. You can understand me and I can understand you. I know your problem, you know my problem through dialogue. So we discuss, we iron out our problems. But the implementations, that's where the problem is.
True.
And as I said earlier, the mood of selection. Who are they going to be to present the youth of Nigeria? That's why the problem is. But as I told you, if you say they will do it with all sincerity, we'll solve some of the problems that we're having. But even though the youth of Nigeria, they are also our problems. Why did I say so? Because if politics come, their eyes have become dark. What they are after for is money. And as long as we remain in this money politics, our problem will not be solved. That's the sincerity. We have to take our mind out of money politics. We have to, next time, if Allah spare our life, we have to vote based on credibility, not based on the back of money that you have. The large money that you give people, let people collect the money, but let them know who are they going to vote for. Because for the greatness of our country, we all feel the pitches. We all feel the hardship. If the hardship comes, you don't select this is a young person, this is an old person, this is no kid.
It goes across board.
We all feel. Absolutely. So they should learn out of experience. We suffer a lot in this country. So we have to task ourselves and look for a better way. We look for a better Nigeria. For a better Nigeria, that's our prayer. And we are praying for God to have mercy on us, to shower our country for the betterness. And to give our leaders, the coming leaders, a sense of responsibility to correct all these illnesses that we find ourselves in. Thank you so much. This is my text.
Thank you very much, Shetima, for, I love how you did spread the tentacles of your opinion across various factors, ranging from the attitude of the youth, especially those who have found themselves in the opportunity of governance and act no difference from the leaders we're complaining about, to the selection process and the implementation process. These are critical points that have been raised. And for every time we talk about youth and leadership position, I keep asking the question. It's a very honest question, but I don't know why it piques people. Are the youth really, really ready for leadership position? Are they any different from the leaders we have today? That's a critical question to ask. This youth confab that is going to be coming up, are the youth ready to actually go there with honest opinions and implementation ideas? Let's take the next call we have. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. I'm Amina Saidu from Kaduna.
Good morning, Amina. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence this morning.
Thank you.
Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah. The issue of National Youth Conference, I think the question I want to ask has been asked by, I think, two of the speakers, and that is, who are those participants? I want to know where do you get these people? Who are going to represent the youth? Then I see the whole thing as a political jamboree. It's just a matter of 2027 campaign. You are only bringing the youth, the jobless youths that you've made, the youths that you've made jobless, you are only bringing them down to give them just a tip of the iceberg. And because they are jobless, they are hungry, when they go out and sing your praises. And that is just what is going to happen. There's nothing special that we are expecting from this National Youth Conference. It has happened before, and there's not going to be a change. Because the government is not a government that is out to right the wrongs. They want to continue with the wrong, and for the fact that we are hungry, they know we are jobless. We have no option than to dance to their tune. The little they give us, the crumbs they send down to us, we grab it with all our might, and then we go out to sing their praises. There's nothing that you are going to see out of this National Youth Conference. It's just going to be a political jamboree. And because they know that the youth are jobless and they are hungry, whatever they give now, you see the guy that has no kobo, the parent cannot afford 1 meal a day, will go out and tell you that the government is the best when he and his family are dying. It's unfortunate that we have a government that is always there to trample upon the rights of the masses. I can't see anything. I'm not wishing the country bad, We all pray that Nigeria should be good. We're all looking forward to a better Nigerian. But how do we get it better when we can see that our government is not ready to do anything right? It's just like I say, and I keep repeating, it's just going to be a political jamboree. That is all. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Amina, there for that thought. And her thoughts have aligned with the thoughts of other callers we've had, being that there are little or no expectations from it. Now, there was a previous youth conference in 2021 that was held in November 2021 in Abuja. And, did anything really come out of it? How effective was it? Question still stands, what are your expectations from the youth confab that is coming up? What do you expect to see? Being that it aims to address critical issues like unemployment, education, innovation, security, social justice, amongst others. So what specific outcomes do you hope the national conference would achieve in these areas? Or do you think it's a sham? Let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is A.Y. from Oyo State.
Your name is?
A.Y. from Oyo State.
All right, go ahead with your call, with your thoughts rather.
About the National Youth Conference, I hope Nigeria, our politicians, they are scamming us. They are scamming. Because look at the way Nigeria is today. Our leaders, they are the problem of the youth today that we are having in this country. Why am I saying this? Look at how things are going on in this country about the food inflation. Number one, they say the food is coming down. Petrol is coming down. Petrol is not coming down because they are using another way to collect money from us again. They are using tax to collect our money back again from petroleums. And again, they want the farm product to come down. Whereas their product they are producing is not coming down. Look at this bag of cement. Look at it meat. Look at what they are having interest, what their economists, what they are doing is that all their own is not coming down. But they want the farm product. People farming are sweating before they produce all these things. What is the benefit of the farmer? If farmer is selling their own product at a cheap price, farmer go to the market and buy the cost things again. That's their contribution this morning.
Thank you very much there for your thoughts this morning on the show. A lot have been said and a lot are still being spoken on when it comes to the effectiveness and the expectations from the youth confab. Now, one other crucial point at the youth confab was to ensure diverse and inclusive representation. How can the conference ensure that youth from various backgrounds and regions are duly represented? How can the confab ensure, what ways could they do? What other alternatives to the youth conference could we even have? Since, there's a general perception that the youth conference might just be fake. What are your expectations from it and what other options or alternatives could the government have explored beyond the youth confabs? And, talking about whatever the recommendations that were being made there, do you have hopes that it's going to be implemented back into the country, the suggestions that have been made? Do you have hopes or, a positive mind towards the implementation process of it? Do you think it's going to be implemented back into the country? And what do you think the selection process should be like? Since we've had people who have questioned the selection process, what do you think the selection process should be like? Who are the specific people that should be picked? How can they make sure that the people at the grassroots are being duly represented? Let's take the next call we have. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
I can hear you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Timothy.
Good morning, Timothy. Go ahead.
My name is Timothy. I'm calling from all the way from Kaduna State.
All right. Thank you for calling all the way from Kafanchan. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes. My thought is most of the youth now they are just deceiving us with their politics. They will give us this, they will give us that. We the youth, we are not seeing where we are not going up or we are going down. because the price of the petrol up and down. It's not coming down, it's not going up. The bulk of cement today now, we bought it is 10,500 naira, which is, if you check it, we the poor man are crying about everything. So my thought is, if the government can help us to reduce the price of the cement, the petrol, electric bills, as in water bills, school bills, our tax will be paying shortly. Because if you can see the faces of the students, they are paying higher and higher in the institutions. So we are not laughing, we are smiling with frank face. That is my thought in this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear Timothy, for your thoughts. One thing Nigeria is blessed with is the availability of human resources and youth, young people, vibrant young people who are moving around with lots of innovative ideas, but just need an enabling environment to thrive. So would the youth conference address this? Do you expect the youth conference to address the root causes of unemployment, the root causes of insecurity, the root causes of, poor education? Do you expect the youth conference to address this? Do you expect to see results? What specific outcomes do you hope the National Youth Conference would achieve when it comes to education, health, and so many others? Let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Salis Yawa. I'm calling from Bauchi State.
Thank you so much. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Thank you. Please, my expectation in this country is, firstly, we appreciate the way the market is, coming down. Things are not like before. So we are farmers, and we actually need some assistance so that we can also benefit from this government, such as the price of chemical and fertilizer should please come down small, so that we can be able to make our farm very easy. And secondly, we expected the government to still assist in reducing the fuel price.
All right.
So by doing this, it will ease our farming system.
Okay, but what we're talking about is the National Youth Conference. The National Youth Conference is meant to hold. What do you expect from it?
Hello?
All right. Thank you so much there for your thoughts. It seems he has a problem hearing us. We'll have to let you go while we take a couple of WhatsApp messages we have this morning. So we have a WhatsApp message from Nandi Bete from Ogoja, Cross River State. It says, in this country, it is very easy to organize conferences. It is, however, not as easy to implement the outcomes of such conferences. Look at the 2014 National Confab organized by the Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Only the devil knows what is happening to the reports. One expects that this National Youth Conference should earnestly seek lasting solutions to youth unemployment, which has now given birth to the so many vices now plaguing the nation. Let's hope also that the conference is not being staged with an eye on using youth for the 2027 general elections. Thank you very much for that, Nandi Bete. You've said, you've said it all just the way Nigerians are expecting. The major problem of the conference is usually the implementation. We saw the one that happened organized by Goodluck Jonathan. The implementation was a problem. Implementation generally has been a problem when it comes to political and politicians and, political office holders. The problem has majorly been implementation. So at this point in time, what are the implementation plans? And I think the youth should actually have a level of organization among themselves. Plan yourself and organize yourselves in such a way that you follow up the policies that have been made. I remember when we had the Daily Trust Dialogue, and I asked the question, what are the plans to follow up? Are there plans to follow up and see implementation? And they said yes. There are plans to hold the government accountable on points that were being raised. There are plans to hold the ministers accountable on how they came in and mentioned what they are doing. There are plans to follow up. So this is a youth conference. They need to organize themselves so well that they can follow up the government and hold them accountable. Oh, during our conference, you said you're going to provide a 7.3% increase of youth participation in politics. What is happening? We're not seeing anything. The price of registration form for parties and tickets are still very outrageous and are not within the reach of the average Nigerian youth who intends to serve the people. All of these are points that can be raised. Oh, during the conference, we learned that you were going to give certain spaces or slots for young people in governance. What is happening? During the conference, we learned that education was going to see a different turn. We learned that ease of doing business, things are going to be easier for young people to get into business. We learned that the environment was going to be friendlier for young people's business to thrive, hence seeing a reduction in crimes and vices. Hold them accountable to every single point on the agenda that was being made during the conference. I believe that is where the youth can come in to see that the implementation of this happens. Well, let's take the next WhatsApp message we have. This is from Ike Thank God from Gwagwalada. He says, "Good morning, Daybreak. I had an experience from a young girl selling groundnut. She manipulated the milk cup. I noticed it. I took her to her parents and they were innocent of the fact the poor is the enemy of the poor." Well, if I understand where you're coming from with this, it's just the fact that, some people there's still that attitude of wanting to cheat people, which is an attitude among young people. So would we see a result? I want to believe that's where you were going through with your conversation. Now we have the next message from Mr. Ibeatu Ugochukwu Franklin from Kaltungo in Gombe State. He says, "Good morning, Trust TV. The National Youth Conference, what we are saying, does it mean that the leaders are unaware of the numerous problems we face as a country? They need the youth to come and tell them or what? To me, I sincerely feel this is another avenue to embezzle funds. We all don't have even a shred of trust in our leaders. It's no news that they never used to have our best interest, and there is no exception. Thank you." True indeed. What I think was the reports we saw on, the lawmakers coming out to talk about the ATM withdrawal charges. Now, something that started since on the 1st of March. Now, a news that was being put out in February, and it's now. So sometimes it bothers me. Do they really know what is happening? Do they read a different dailies, paper? Do they read a different one from the one that is being provided to Nigerians? Do they listen to a different news? Do they have the different news station and anchors they follow that they don't see the reality of what is happening in the country? We have, the next message now from Dr. Livingstone from Jos. He said, "Good morning, Lilian. We should expect many political jamborees under different nomenclature. If the Jagaban-led federal government sincerely is looking for inputs of young people in his governance, he should spare taxpayers' money and simply ask for videos of the hunger protests last year. In many of the locations, young people had placards displaying their demands and preferring solution. As for this conference, nothing will come out of it. All I see is the lack of trust from various people as regards to the conference. But at the end of the day, an open mind is very important, and a change of strategy is also very important. The question still stands, what's your thought and your expectation from the youth conference? And on my part, I keep asking, what are the selection process of those who will be participating in the youth conference? How do they intend to follow up the implementation and hold the government accountable? These are all angles and questions Nigerians are looking at. But all in all, a positive mind needs to be kept, an open mind needs to be kept, because like it or not, the conference is going to happen in the long run. But at the end of the day, what matters is the result and implementation. Well, to everyone who called in, we say a big thank you, and everyone who sent in their WhatsApp message, we say thank you so much. We'll be going on a quick break, and when we get back, it will be time for our discussion segment. Do stay.